We live?
We are live.
What's up, family? What's up? Happy Monday to you guys. So excited to be with you guys tonight for another episode of The Lounge. After the sermon, it's the after party. And tonight we have Minister Candace with us alongside with me and Pastor as we dive in on yesterday's sermon. We had a phenomenal sermon. I just want to go ahead and take one moment and give Miss Minister Candace her roses. She did a
Thank
phenomenal job
you.
yesterday.
Thank
It was so
you.
amazing, so enlightening to hear you speak, the way you embraced what you were saying, the light that was beaming on you. It was just a whole lot to take in. But everything that you mentioned yesterday about the year of manifestation, alongside with the year of execution, it was quite phenomenal. Everybody's raving about it. So we're gonna dive in on that tonight on a couple of questions that we may have. But I'm gonna let Miss Pastor say a few words of how he felt about yesterday's message.
Man, look, I was a proud papa sitting back. I watched on live streaming, and I got to give a shout out to everybody. I see Miss Katina on, great job. I
Yeah.
see Miss Lindsay on, great job. Jasmine Shan, I'm so proud of you. Your business booming, started your new position. God is working it out. Won't he do it?
Yes, he will.
Will.
But let me say to Minister Candace, it has been such a joy to watch you grow over the years, to see your confidence, to see you finding your flow. And young lady, if you didn't get up there and preach that word yesterday, I was like, oh, I
Man.
wish I was in the house. Hey, I was excited about it. You did Moses justice. That's all I want to
It
say.
is.
And I'm so
Yeah.
proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It feels good to know that, you can leave the kids at home and when you come back, the house is still in order.
Didn't nobody break nothing. They didn't eat up all.
Nobody broke nothing. And everybody got along.
Right.
Oh,
Right. But yeah, yesterday was phenomenal. We talked about a whole lot. We came from Exodus 3 and 4, where you talked about when Moses actually heard God's voice through the burning bush. He asked him for many signs. He was really questioning whether or not that he was really hearing his voice. But the moment that he did, he answered, "Here I am." And "Here I am" was the title of yesterday's message coming from you, Mr. Candace. So I just want to kind of talk about a lot of things that you spoke of. One of the things is saying how strategic God is and how he lined up everything for when it was ordained for babies to be killed or to be thrown into the river, how strategically Moses' mom thought about, okay, I'm going to do what you said, but I'm not just going to throw him in there to die. I'm going to put him in a basket and in hopes that he'll be carried off and care for someone else. And to think about it, how it went all full circle right back into the home that was ordained for the babies to be killed. He ended up being raised in that palace to be a prince, be alongside with the king. So can you touch on how strategic God is? Even though we may see something to be uh, fatal in a sense, how strategic it is that nothing that we can do can really pretty much deter us from what God has planned or ordained for us.
you know how we often talk about God has a plan. And a lot of times we don't see that plan. We have to trust it. That's the
Mm-hmm.
first part in understanding how strategic he is. Trusting when he tells you to take a step, being
Right.
confident enough and having enough faith to do it. Because you think about it as a mother, you've had this baby. You look at the baby and it's a boy. And you've already been told you got to kill this baby. It's just like our dreams. It's on the inside of you, but somebody's waiting to snatch it from you. So you
Mm-hmm.
hide it and you protect it, but then you got to let it go. And I love how she didn't, like you said, just throw him in the river. She made sure that she put him in something that was going to protect him when she couldn't. And
Yes.
it was a setup because Pharaoh wanted to kill Moses, but Pharaoh is who ended up taking care of Moses. But even in
Mm-hmm.
that, the mom got the opportunity to nurture him. So when things
Yeah.
look like they're going wrong, or you have to do things that are difficult to do, you just got to trust that it's part of the plan. And if you feel in your heart that you're making the right decision, trust that God is going to do the rest and orchestrate the steps.
Mm-hmm. Pastor, do we have any input?
Yeah, and when she was talking about that yesterday, what it did for me, I mean, you can read the text, but at just certain times it jumps out. What it did for me is we don't have to look at somebody literally trying to kill us. There are some people, when you come into the room, they're threatened by you and they try to kill your name, kill your reputation.
Mm-hmm.
And so, as I heard Minister Candace talking, how the word said the young lady put it in the river so Pharaoh's daughter could get it. Sometimes the same people that's trying to do something to kill your name or ruin your name, if you fight back with them and they have more power than you give them the right to kill you. Sometimes you got to sneak into the room. Don't come into the room trying to be seen. Don't come in the room trying to get all the attention. You understand that there are people trying to kill your name. Don't fight the way they fight. You got to outsmart them. And that's what I was thinking when you was talking. She outsmarted Pharaoh.
She did. And you also have to keep in mind that people are watching. Moses' sister watched him the whole way. And when the Pharaoh's daughter took him out, the sister was right there. Somebody's always watching you, watching out for you. Be mindful of that.
That's really good. And then even to go even fast forward with Moses, how he did some things that in his mind thought he disqualified him from hearing God's voice or to at least adhere to what God was telling him to do. So why is it that when we have our own things, God give us free will for us to make our own decisions. But if we do something that we feel that is very sinful, that we've pretty much turned God's head away from us, why is it that we beat ourselves so much where we disqualify ourselves from hearing God again? Even though he's right there, he's present before us. We know that he hears us. We know that he forgives us. He don't even care about it. He knows all, don't care, but he'll still call you. But what is it that is innate in us to feel like that we're not good enough once we've committed something that was distasteful in God's eyes, but yet he still loves us the same?
I'll say three things: guilt, shame, and worry about what other people are going to say. Mm-hmm. With the guilt, we do things sometimes. Sometimes we feel like we have to do them. Sometimes we impulsively do things, but afterwards we feel guilty about it, but we can't take it back because we've done it. Sometimes we're ashamed of what we've done and we don't want anybody to find out about it. And then other times we think to ourselves, what if they knew? It's funny how people try to impress people that don't like them anyway. People that they can't help you or hinder you, but you give them power. And that's the thing. When we mess up, God has already forgiven us. But we give these things power when we don't let them go, when we hold on to them, and when we hide. And the very people you hiding from hiding their own stuff. So you so busy being ashamed of what you've done, when in actuality, God could very well use that thing to deliver somebody else from it.
Mm-hmm. And then you touched on that, if you'll go into it, where the same people he was trying to help were the people that turned against him. And I love, go back into that. I love when you talk about that.
So Moses killed somebody. He killed a man that was being one of the Hebrews. Mm-hmm. Moses was a Hebrew. He was raised as an Egyptian. Okay. So later he saw two Hebrews fighting. So, we cousins, we siblings, why are we fighting? So Moses went to them and said, why are you fighting your brother? And instead of pausing to consider, they said, oh, so who made you judge and ruler over us? And people can get lost. Somebody can be sent to help you, but because you're so dead set on that person and what authority they may have, you miss what it is that they're trying to say. Mm-hmm. And later on, the person that you said, who made you ruler and judge? God made him ruler
and judge.
So I'm trying to help you. You're rejecting me, and I still got to come back and save and deliver you.
Look, go ahead. You about to say something, Ms. April?
No, go ahead.
No. Look, and then when you were talking about that, people do that. In the text, he asked them a legitimate question about their misconduct. He said, hey guys, you should be fighting each other. But instead of people dealing with themselves, they talk about you.
And that's what people do.
Look, I don't want to answer why I'm selling food stamps. I don't want to answer why I keep going to the casino. I don't want to answer all that. But didn't you make an F in high school? How you going to talk to me?
I'm talking to you about, why you cheating on your spouse? Well, how you going to tell me you got divorced? That's how I can tell you, because I messed up and now I'm trying to help you.
Help the people now.
People are so quick to jump into defense mode. And Moses didn't even say, y'all shouldn't be doing this. Y'all evil. Y'all. He asked a question. That was it. All he said was, why are you fighting one another? And they didn't even answer him as far as we know. They immediately, you know what?
Attack him.
That people can come together on their mess. Because in that moment, they stopped fighting and they turned against Moses.
I don't want to deal with my stuff, so I'm going to talk about your stuff.
I'm going to talk about your stuff. Yep.
That's good, because we do that a lot on social media now. Social media has opened up a whole world where we're full of opinions. And if we think about it now, 10 years ago, when we started the American Next Top Model, the Next Talent, the any of those talent shows, we've opened up that gate for everybody to have an opinion about somebody, for everyone to judge and to make judgment. And it's okay to do so. But now that we've opened that door, we don't know how many other gateways we have also opened up in our lives. Like, I'm going to take all the focus on you since you have the platform. And I'm going to put all my insecurities on you. I'm going to pick at you in the places that I know looks identical to my mess. So I'm going to see how it turns out for you before I start opening my mouth about my mess. That's exactly what we're doing.
What's crazy about that is you sitting at home in front of your TV talking about the person that had the confidence, the desire, and the will to go chase a dream. So they're on TV chasing something. I don't care if you get eliminated first round. You went through auditions. You were chosen out of all these people. Yet I can sit behind my computer screen with my devices in my hand and I can talk about you. But all I'm doing is sitting on the sideline. Just like I know Sunday, a lot of us had opinions about those games. But we were all sitting at home while they were on the field getting beat. And yes, I have some
gangsters. Little dumb gangsters.
But I want to ask you a question, Minister Candace. You spoke with such confidence and such boldness. Were there any personal things that made you as bold and passionate as you were about the topic? What made you go get that and then deliver it so strong?
So here's the thing.
Good question.
I have come to a point where I'm giving myself permission to have the confidence that people think I already have. I have my own struggles, but people see you in a certain light. And like we just got through talking about, people so quick to judge. So you draw back and you shrink. I'm not shrinking anymore. God said, why take a light and put it, up under the table? Let your light shine. I was thinking just a couple of weeks ago, one day I'm going to close my eyes and never open them again. I don't have time to be worried about other people. And it's taken me almost 50 years to get to that point, but that's where I am. And that's why I say, here I am, God, finally. I'm over what anybody think about me.
Come on now.
What anybody think they know about me. If you ride with me, let's ride. Otherwise, get out the way because I got stuff to do.
So the wheels fall off.
And then when you were speaking yesterday, you talked about how you had your own insecurities, but people were acting like she thinks she know everything. And you was like, no, I'm just asking the questions I need to ask. But it was their perception. But I like what you just said. If I do look at my insecurities, you're going to think I'm arrogant anyway. You're going to think I'm this anyway. I might as well go ahead and be what I want to be.
And that's it. Each of us is purpose for something. God wired us each differently. He made us each differently. Get over your insecurities. And I'm not saying close your eyes and they're going to be gone. We're always going to struggle with something, but is the thing you struggle with more important than the thing you were called to do? It's not.
Ooh.
Is
That was
the thing you're struggling with more important than the thing that you were called to do? Man, listen, that's some good stuff. And we'll
That
say
is.
this, Miss April, I know you got another question, but we'll say this. For those who are on, I'm just proud that this boldness that you're walking in, you have another session coming up after this one, and you let us borrow your time to do it. So how much of a struggle was it for you to even, because Miss Candy didn't want to talk like this in front of people. She didn't want to do stuff like this. How much did it take for you to just say, you know what? I'm going to grab some other moms that I admire, and I'm going to put this out there. What did it take for you to do that?
It's getting to this point of freedom. My goal is freedom. I have so many conversations with moms, with wives, who just talk about different things, different struggles. But what I found is a lot of times they don't want to talk about it out loud because of what people are going to think. You can't be transparent because people are going to judge. So you're sitting at home going through this. Yeah, you might have a one-on-one conversation, but it's 10 other women that need to hear what you're going through so they'll know they're not by themselves. So I talk about it. And like you said, these lives, that's not me. Just let me be in the background. And people don't believe that, but it takes a lot of energy for me to put myself out there. Mm-hmm. It's really stepping outside of myself. But we got a 30-something mom, a 40-something mom. I'm almost 50 and a 60-something. You can learn something from each of these women. You can be Christian, have a good marriage, be a good parent, and still mess up. And it's okay.
Mm-hmm. And so, I'm sorry. I'm going to let you ask the question next, April.
I don't have a question. I'm just saying all of what she's saying is something that I took away from yesterday's message. It's like you understand your pain has purpose for people. When you understand that concept, it's instead of thinking that you're being attacked or what you've done in the past is disqualifying you, you just have to flip that thing around and understand that God is using you and he's going to turn that pain into your purpose, which is going to help people. So those are the 3 pieces I got from yesterday's message. But go ahead, Pastor.
No, that was good. And as I was listening to it, and you hear it, and the word speaks different things at different times. Isn't it funny, as you went through the text, I started looking at it, isn't it funny that people have no clue about what to do next, want to question your every move?
Mm-hmm. They have crazy.
No clue. Go ahead.
Your tree is bearing no fruit, but you're sitting here talking about the fruit that's falling from my tree. Come on. I mean, let's till your garden. Let's work on your roots. And I'll share that fruit with you. If you need some fruit, come ask me and we can share. But don't talk about my tree when yours is dead.
Yeah. Like you said, Candace, I can tell you better than anybody else will. I tell on myself before somebody else will.
Absolutely. I holler. You doggone right. I know more details than you. I can tell the story better than you. You just know the stuff you heard. I know what I know.
I know it all.
Well, the first time I heard you say that has stuck with me. I'm going to tell it on myself before you have a chance to. Like I can tell it better. I was there. I can give you a first-hand account. Did it? I sure did. I might regret it. I might be sorry, but I did it. What's next?
Yeah, that freed me up.
That freed me up.
Yes, Lord.
Yeah, and I want to give you the liberty to have some time to prepare for the next live you're about to do. We got about 2 minutes left. As you finish your message, what was the main thing you wanted people to walk away with? I mean, because I saw people texting about it. I saw people posting about it.
Right.
It's your thing. But what was the main thing you wanted people to get after you finished?
What I wanted people to take away was God is calling you. Look for the signs. No matter what you've done, no matter what you've been through, no matter what limitations you feel you have, there is a purpose for you. When you hear God's voice, say, "Here I am." And don't just acknowledge it. Come into agreement with the thing that he is calling you to do. I promise you, once you do, the rest will fall in place. It's just saying, "Here I am," and meaning it.
And I like that part where you were saying, here God is calling Moses, and Moses trying to explain to God why he shouldn't be called.
Right. God knew
Like he don't know.
called. It was not the wrong number. Moses, I'm calling you. I know who I'm calling. I know what you did. And that's the thing. God knows everything we've done. There is nothing hidden from him. So even when you hide from all these other people who really aren't a part of your plan, God already knows. And if he knows what I've done and he still thinks enough of me to call out my name, here I am, God.
Lady
Look,
Tiffany said it's funny how we tell the creator about the flaws we have. Moses, God, I stutter. And God, like, I know. God calls imperfect people. And it's all throughout the Bible. He calls imperfect people.
that's right. And the people who think they have it together are not going to get glory to God. When God allows you to do something that you know you shouldn't have been capable of, you can't say nothing but, man, that was God. But somebody who already thought they know will be like, oh, no, see, I learned it in the 3rd grade, you know, when I was in the Poindexter room.
I went up yesterday, like, are you ready? I said, nope. And that's how I know that God is going to do what he is going to do. I prepared, you know, yeah. Come on, God.
Yeah, and let me again publicly thank Miss April for all your boldness and what you're doing. We wouldn't even be doing the lounge if it wasn't for Miss April. She's an innovator in her own right. She's a trailblazer. I'm proud to be walking with you. And you too, Minister Candace. Thank you for taking our time for us today and sharing the deeper levels of your word. You blessed some folks yesterday. You bless them again today. And that's the gift that keep on giving. Miss April, you want to close us out?
Yes, well, Pastor, you thanking us. Well, thank you for giving us the freedom to be able to do this. A lot of people don't do outward thinking, forward thinking like this. So we thank you for allowing us to have this opportunity to reach people and really share with them our hearts and wanting to apply God's principles with real life stuff that's going on right now, so we all can see his glory and so forth. But yeah, we thank you, Pastor, for all that you're doing. So guys, thank you for tuning in tonight for another episode of The Lounge. After the sermon, it's the after party. Thank you, Miss Minister Candace. Yesterday was phenomenal. We cannot say that enough. Thank you for sharing your time with us, because I know you got another segment, a hot segment coming along. For ladies, if you want to tune in, search in your search bar Facebook, Mom Talks. Head on over there. They'll be starting up at 7:00. So it'll be a great 1 hour session that you'll have with these ladies, and I promise you don't want to miss it. Pastor, if you don't have anything else, we'll see you guys later.
After the sermon, it's the after
party.